Gemma and Stella. And I can introduce you to all the dolphins throughout the session if they come up and say hello and tell you a little bit about them. Here we have Cohen, our big handsome boy, coming to say hello. So Cohen is 25 years of age and he is a little bit of an attention hog. He loves to be the superstar. You'll probably see him showing off some of his favourite moves throughout this session as well. And if we have a look over here, we might have Stella and Gemma coming to give you guys a dolphin wave hello. So they're waving to you guys with their tail flukes, and those tail flukes right there are the powerhouse of dolphins. So that's where it's their engine, it's where all their force and their power comes from that allows them to swim really fast and effortlessly through the water and to jump super high out of the water, which I'm sure you guys will see very, very shortly. We have another look at the front here. We might have Gemma and Stella coming to say hello in a bit of a different way to you guys. Now they're going to do their dolphin wave again. Awesome. So I can talk you guys through a little bit about training as well. So a lot of people ask us how we actually train dolphins, how we communicate with them. And it is really tricky and does take a lot of problem solving. But basically here at SeaWorld, not just with the dolphins but with all the animals, we use a type of training called operant conditioning. And basically it means we're focusing on the positive things. So we want to reinforce all of their amazing work, and then we simply ignore any undesired behaviours with a really neutral 3-second pause with no response. So here we have Stella showing you guys, and Gemma showing you how effortlessly they can glide through the air as well. So these guys are perfectly designed for life, both through the water and gliding through the air as well. Their shape is like torpedoes, which allows them to be nice and hydrodynamic and aerodynamic. Now the behaviour we just saw then was called a porpoise. It's a really natural behaviour for dolphins. It's actually quite an energetically efficient way for them to travel. So it takes dolphins a lot of energy to beat their tail constantly to swim through the water, but not quite as much energy to jump up and glide, and it allows them to travel further distances faster. It also allows them to have a look at what's ahead of them, so to have a look for some yummy schools of fish for them to eat, or possibly if there's any threats around, any predators like sharks, or any competitive groups of dolphins as well. And it's also advantageous for them to be able to take a quick breath, because dolphins are mammals just like us, which means they need to come to the surface to breathe. So they have a blowhole on the top of their head, and that's where they breathe from. So they don't have gills like sharks and fish, although they can hold their breath for a really long time, up to about 10 minutes, so much, much longer than we can. Very impressive. So getting back to training, a little bit about these beautiful animals that you're going to be seeing, and I'll be able to help you understand some of the things you're going to be seeing in the water in front of you. Now, show of hands, has anyone been to one of these presentations before? A few of you have? Awesome. Well, for those of you that have never been to a dolphin discovery, basically what you're going to be seeing is a training session with this group of animals this morning. So this presentation is very different to the affinity presentation that will be on today at 11:30 and 3:30. So definitely come back and check that one out if you haven't seen that one yet. But what we're going to be seeing is a training session, and one of our most important jobs as dolphin trainers right here at SeaWorld is to make sure that every single day is very different and exciting for the animals. So that means that no two training sessions are the same. So in saying that, I have absolutely no idea what we're going to be seeing in the session this morning, but I'll definitely be able to help you guys understand a little bit about what's going on, and why we do some of the things that we do, and why the dolphins are doing all sorts of different things as well. So Stella coming to check you guys out. She's like, oh, big crowd, okay, awesome. So while we wait for the training session to begin, I'll give you guys a little introduction about the animals that live with us here at SeaWorld. So right here in front of us, this is Dolphin Beach. So we've got one of the largest sandy bottom lagoon systems in the whole world. So we've got 4 interconnecting lagoons and 14 offshore bottlenose dolphins that live in them. So here at SeaWorld, we've got 2 different subspecies of bottlenose dolphin. We have the offshores right in front of us here, and then if you've been here already, had a bit of a look around, you'll notice there's a couple of other dolphins just across the fence over there. Those are what we call inshore bottlenose dolphins. So believe it or not, they are actually a slightly different subspecies, even though lots of people mistake those guys for the baby dolphins. And that's an easy mistake because they are so small. So the main difference between the two is their size. These guys here, the males can get up to 280 kilos in the middle of winter when they're their biggest, and the females can get up to about between 200 to 240 kilos. So they're really, really big, whereas those guys across the fence are lucky to get anywhere near 200. So there's quite a drastic difference. In fact, our youngest dolphin here at SeaWorld, Dubby, he's an offshore bottlenose dolphin and he's bigger than all of the inshore. So quite a big difference. So in the water in front of us here, we have got a group of 4 dolphins to introduce you to this morning. So we actually have a really interesting social grouping for you guys to see this morning as well. So naturally, dolphins live in what we call pods, and those pods are predominantly females. So the females will stay with their mothers, their grandmas, their aunties, their family members for their whole life, whereas the males will actually disperse once they reach sexual maturity. It's a bit too much testosterone for all the females to handle, so they'll actually kick the little boys out and they'll head on out and do life either by themselves as a solitary animal, or they'll pair up or form groups with other little boys that are leaving the group at the same time, and they form what we call bachelor pods. But right now, at the moment, we actually have got 3 females and a male in the group. So Cohen is actually here to court his girlfriend Jinx, to make some moves on her. So we do have a breeding pair in the mix at the moment, and this is mimicking how they would naturally go about this in the wild as well. So the male would infiltrate the female pod, choose his chosen female that he wants to court, and he would spend a brief period getting to know her and courting her. He'll mate with her, and then he'll leave. So the males play no role in parental care at all. They've got a pretty cruisy life. So we're just imitating that with our group here. So we'll work Colin and Jinx together, get